Here's an exercise which consists of standing up and sitting down while keeping the glider above your head. For this, you'll need a moderately strong breeze. To begin, try to sit down and stand up again while maintaining the loading on the wing. If you're too quick, you risk depressurizing the wing suddenly, leading to its collapsing. Therefore, try to maintain and feel a continuity in the pressure. Your wing has less or more lift depending on its position within the wind window. This exercise aims to help you feel this lift as well as the zone in which it operates. As it rises towards the zenith, the wing attains its flying speed. The lift is created, then increases. Use the brakes to induce a pitching motion of the wing. Start by braking the wing sufficiently to make it swing firmly backwards. Then slacken the brakes. The wing can now fly again. It accelerates and again ascends to the zenith. At this moment, you should feel the increase in lift as the wing pulls upwards. Repeat this pitching movement and attempt to produce an increase in lift which will pull you upright. Observe Jerome as he instigates and utilizes this pitching movement of the wing to lift himself up. As the wing moves forwards, he begins by braking it fairly firmly. The wing slows down and he keeps braking. As the wing begins to drop more obviously, he gives it back some speed by raising his hands completely. Climbing towards its zenith, the wing accelerates, the lift increases and pulls him into an upright position. In strong or very strong winds, keep your knees bent and put all your weight on the harness. Ground handling can also be a game. Having worked on various exercises, and from the moment you start to feel confident, you can enjoy yourself in your surroundings. Play with the ground. The goal here is to move yourself with the wing above your head without taking off. This low wall is perfect for an attempt to move along its edge without falling. A little brake sends the wing to the left, he follows it. Now a little brake on the other side to come back. See how Jerome displaces himself smoothly while always keeping some pressure on the controls. This exercise is useful when handling pitching movements of the wing. It's important that you avoid taking off and also that the wing doesn't overfly you, while at the same time preventing it from collapsing. Now Jerome reclimbs the slope. The wing is flying and he can move towards it. The wing drops back. Before it touches the ground, he gives it some speed using the front risers. Jerome is now going to use the pulling force of the wing to get back onto the wall. This takes perseverance. Even very experienced pilots don't find this easy. With a bit of practice, changing your position on the ground with your wing over your head will soon become more instinctive. The aim of this exercise is to develop your awareness. It consists of maintaining the wing between the ground and its zenith. Be aware in this case that, as the controls are not held, this is not a ground handling technique to be used when taking off. Take the brake lines in one hand and the front risers in the other. You're going to control the glider by a pendular motion from right to left. By taking the front risers to the right and the brakes to the left, you accelerate the left side of the wing while braking the right. Conversely, by pulling the front risers towards the left, the right side of the glider will be accelerated. You will also have to control the speed of the wing to maintain its position. You can accelerate the wing by pulling the front risers upwards, or brake it by pulling on the brake lines. This is a very useful exercise as it requires delicate control to keep the wing flying. Observe how Timothy simultaneously controls the speed and dissymmetry of the wing. This exercise involves placing the wing at the left and right sides of the wind window. Even in this unusual configuration, it's possible to achieve a state of equilibrium for your wing. When you have learned to bring the glider into this position and keep it there, you can attempt maneuvers at the edge of the window, such as the barefoot. This exercise requires moderately strong wind conditions. Use the controls to send the glider to one side. Instead of following the glider so as to keep it above your head, turn towards it and oppose it. You can even move in the opposite direction to accentuate the off-balanced effect. In this situation, only the outside brake is effective. It's with this control that you're going to be able to keep the wing in this position. You'll need to find just the right amount of input. If you apply too little outside brake, the wing will lean and pivot until it collapses, the leading edge on the ground. If you apply too much brake, you will prevent the wing remaining at the edge of the window. On the other hand, this is how you can bring the wing back over your head. By keeping this side braked, the wing will progressively change course until it dives to the other side. Reorientate yourself and use the brake to control this inclination. If the wing has dropped too far, or the wind becomes weak, the use of the brakes alone will not be enough to bring the glider back above you. In the first place, you will need to speed up the wing to keep it flying. In order to achieve this, reload the upper side of the wing by pulling on the front riser as David does here. Then, a little paradoxically, as well as giving the wing more speed, you can brake it at the same time to bring it back over your head. You have just seen how to bring your glider to, and handle it at, the edge of the wind window. Now we will see how you can maneuver yourself by using this technique. This could be useful, for example, to quickly clear the landing area having touched down. To succeed in this exercise, you will need at least a moderate breeze. Moving with the aid of the window's edge consists of bringing the end of the wing to between 50 centimeters and a meter from the ground, then moving yourself while maintaining the wing in this position. Start with your back to the wind, the glider stabilized above you. Next, use the brake to send the wing to one side. You can clearly see that the trailing edge is deformed on one side only. The wing begins to turn. Keep braking while orientating yourself in the same direction. The wing dives. Instead of moving underneath as you would to stabilize it, place your body in opposition to the wing. You can now effect your movement by running. The speed and direction of your run must be adapted to the force of the wind. In light to moderate wind, Your wing will need more airspeed, and your run must therefore be more sustained. To help the wing gain speed, strengthen your resistance and run at a slight angle into the wind. In a stronger wind, your run can be less forceful and less into the wind. Be careful. Well loaded in a strong wind, your glider can rapidly gain speed, dragging you with it. The outside brake, the one controlling the higher half of the wing, allows you to control this tendency. Don't hesitate to use it to slow the wing down and return it to the required angle. To make a U-turn, the principle is simple. In the first instance, you're going to bring the glider above you before making it dive to the other side. Use the outside brake. The wing slows, then comes back over your head. Here you can clearly see that the outside trailing edge is deformed. Continue to move yourself so as to return beneath the wing. Once the wing is stabilized above you, continue to brake the same side so as to make it dive in the opposite direction. Firstly, the wing changes direction. As we have just seen, orientate yourself in the new direction, without recentering yourself under the wing. Secondly, the wing dives. You can maintain control with the exterior brake and begin your run. By using the displacement technique with the wing at the edge of the window, it's possible to reclimb a slope. This method is best adapted to stronger conditions. It's therefore practiced in sustained winds. This can be useful, for example, on a dune, where ascending in sand can soon become exhausting, but also on any hill on which you are practicing your ground handling. If the wind is perfectly aligned onto the slope, it's possible to climb the hill in either direction. The principle is the same as the displacement seen earlier. Begin by sending the wing to one side. It dives. Instead of following it as you would in order to keep it above your head, oppose the wing to make it lean further. Now it's necessary to give the wing some speed. Run at a slight angle into the wind while remaining in opposition to the wing, thus pressurizing the wing and speeding it up more quickly. Once the wing has attained a certain speed, you can change your direction to ascend the hill, while tilting the wing even further with the inside brake. In reality, it's rare that the wind's direction is at exactly 90 degrees to the slope, or even that the hill is angled in the same direction along its length. You can only reclimb the slope by running in the direction facing more into the wind. In the other direction, your run would have to be far stronger in order to displace yourself in this way. With the wind behind you, you are going to either take off or be able to effect a barefoot.